Good morning, good day, everyone. This is the Crypto Master Preneur Coach, Funeka Ngxitho here. Today, we are tackling one of your topics. This is one of our videos where we talk for 5 minutes to 10 minutes. The idea is that you look at this and you say, how does it impact my portfolio? How does it impact my money? And what can I do to make it profit? How do you turn all of this into profit? Or how best to look at it to make gains from it? When you come to our training sessions, you know that we have a slogan. It's called Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin and blockchain just for us, you and me. And I do believe, I myself, the coach, believe this is not gospel truth. That there's nothing else out there that you can use to alleviate poverty for yourself and the whole world except using cryptocurrencies. You have to figure that out and understand what it really means. Which is why I thought I should use this picture, because it explains what inflation really is and how it silently steals your wealth while you watch. And I like pictures because they demonstrate better than I could possibly explain. Inflation is silently robbing you of your money. We must thank Crypto Explorer for making this picture for us. This is a good example. In 1980, a $5, which at that time would have been like 50 Rand, would buy you this that you see in this basket. In 2000, it will still buy you exactly the same thing. But in 2020, you're losing some of the things that you could buy now. You can only buy that. So it's not appreciating, it's depreciating. This money is losing value. Why? Because the government keeps on printing it. When they need money, they just print the money, print the money, print the money. Digital assets. In this case, we're talking about fiat. Fiat is just a number in a paper. It's just a ledger, guys. You put a number in the paper. For instance, when you buy a bond, you make an application, and next to your name they say, we have sold this person a bond for 500,000. That money, they didn't go and get it somewhere. It's just numbers in a ledger. But when you have to pay it back, all of a sudden, from nowhere, they want, instead of 500,000 bond that they're giving you, they want from you 1.5 million. Compounding is the secret. They compound what you owe them over time. So you took a bond for 500,000, but you have to pay them 1.5 million. You have to pay them 3 times as much. Now, that is crazy. That's insane. And yet what you earn depreciate in value every year. It's a no win-win situation. You can't win like this. You can't win. Because even you don't get enough interest or increase on your salary to cover the inflation. It keeps stealing from you silently and quietly and exorbitantly so. But look at what Bitcoins do. For 1 Bitcoin in 2010, you could buy this bucket, whatever's in here. Looks like bread, maybe juice and some apples. And here you don't get the apples anymore. And here you lose the apples and the bread. You can only buy juice. But with Bitcoins, 1 Bitcoin could buy you those 2 apples, the bread and the drink. But then just 10 years later in 2020, the same Bitcoin could now buy you a car, a brand new car. In 2020, the same 1 Bitcoin could buy you a house in a very decent area. This is appreciating. This fiat money is depreciating. It's disappearing right before your eyes. Which money would you rather hold? Would you hold dollars, rands, Zimbabwean dollar, any fiat? It doesn't matter. It's depreciating in value. Why? Because of the inflations. But Bitcoin is going up. It's gaining value because what you can buy with it becomes more and more and more and more for the same value. Here you could buy this basket with apple, bread and all of that. In 2020, you could buy a full car. In 2030, you could buy a whole house for cash. You see what I'm saying? And in 2140, the last Bitcoin will be mined. How much do you think you'll be able to buy with one Bitcoin at that time if it is growing in value like this? So choose carefully the kind of money you want to hold. Do you want fiat or do you want digital assets? Would you rather have more of digital assets and less of fiat, or would you rather have more fiat and less digital assets? I mean, logic says accumulate more Bitcoins, more digital assets, more cryptocurrencies. And don't forget, one time, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, Bitcoin did not exist. And when it existed, you could buy one Bitcoin for half a cent. Oh yes, for half a cent. And there was a time when Bitcoin was $1 for a long time. You didn't know then, but now you know. What are you gonna do about it? Do you wanna still sit in your house and be locked down because of coronavirus? You can't use your mind, you can't think for yourself? Do you not see what I see? Right. We teach you to think. We teach you to self-educate. We teach you to research. What do you think you should do? How can you use this information that you see here to enrich yourself, to better yourself? Well, I have to go because I want to keep this under 10 minutes. Me, I, myself, and the coach. We are out. See you next time. Bye.